Okay, welcome everyone to another episode of the Profit Max podcast, where we talk to business leaders, industry leaders, to tap into their experience and learn some insights from them. Because if I tell you everything in my book, you still need to find the real results and real examples, right? So it's nothing like hearing from people who are actually in the business, who have become successful, to hear their challenges, their lessons, and to learn from them. So today we have a special guest. It's none other than Dato Elaine Teh. She's the founder of the Octopus Group in Singapore. She's also the executive chairman, by the way, and she's also chairman of Lien Heng Distributors in Malaysia. And she's got a lot of more titles. I'll let her introduce herself and tell us more about it. So welcome aboard, Elaine. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Thank you, Peter. Hi, everyone. I'm Elaine Teh. I was born in Ipoh. When I was 17 years old, I migrated to Australia, Sydney, and I lived there for 12 years. Yeah, so I did my high school and university in Australia. Graduated from University of New South Wales. Major in economics and Japanese. Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting. Japanese, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But I understand because you're a bit out of practice, you're a bit rusty, huh, in Japanese.
Well, you don't speak, right? So if you don't speak, you don't get to practice.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's difficult in language. You need to practice every day, right?
Yes, interesting. So actually, it's Dato Elaine Teh. I'm just being very informal today. So maybe you can tell us, how did you get started in business and how did you build it up to where you are today?
Sure. Wow, that's a life story, right? It would take long time to finish. I'll just cut it short, okay?
Sure.
So I already started business since the first year of university, actually. But anyway, we cut it short. So I came to Singapore and I started off with IT company. And then 2 years, it only lasted 2 years before I founded Octopus Group in year 2002. So now it's already 20 years now.
20 years, yeah.
Almost 20 years. And we are one of the largest alcohol distribution in Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah. But prior to that, we started off with a very unique business model in F&B industry. Okay. How we did it was we microfinance the outlet. It's like one-stop shop. So it's just like conversion franchise. And I do everything for the operator, and they just have to go in and start their business. Yeah. So we have to supply to them, and for at the stage in year 2005 or 2006, we from one shop we have grown to 90 outlets. Yeah.
Okay.
90.
So that was an industry where you didn't really have experience, right?
None. Zero.
How did you get into it, and how did you
Well,
get through it, and how did you build it up, and what were some challenges you had in the early days?
I think okay, because I'm the youngest in the family, right? So I have a privilege that I do not have much commitment for my family. Okay. And that's important as an entrepreneur, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. And I can try out anything. So
But it wasn't a family business, right? You did
no,
on your own. Okay.
not a family business at all. It's
Okay.
zero. Yeah. So I started with zero. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm a daring person. I mean, I think I heard a lot of people say Ipoh girl, Ipoh people are very, very daring. I'm one of them.
I don't know about daring, but here Ipoh is where you find all the beautiful women.
Oh yeah,
Tell
really?
you, no?
Maybe
Okay.
because of the water, right?
Yeah.
That's what people say.
All
That's a
right.
compliment. Thank you so much.
So you just went in without much experience and just build it up from scratch.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
What were maybe one or two challenges that you faced at that time, and how did you overcome them?
Okay. When you started that time, you learn along the way. Okay. And it's also I would say by luck or by good timing. I think that's the word. So we grew when it was during SARS time. Okay. Because of SARS, it's a crisis already, right? So you turn crisis into opportunity. That's what people say.
Okay.
Chinese 危机, right? Yeah.
Yep.
And the rental.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so it was during SARS, and we changed crisis into opportunity. During that time, SARS time, a lot of F&B, they all closed, and the rental was very low. So that's where we acquire a lot of F&B outlets and turn it into bars, mainly bars and pubs. Okay.
Ah,
And from there, we lease out to people who want to become a bar operator. You know, alcohol has been there for years, right? So
yes,
it is, I would say that it is, it will not go off. It's just like F&B, right? You still need to eat, and
yes,
people still want to drink.
yes.
Yeah, good time, bad time, they still drink. But
Yep.
of course, I don't encourage people to drink so much. I am a person, I don't drink alcohol.
So you're in the business, but you
I
don't
don't,
consume your own
yeah.
product, huh?
I have 2,000 over SKU, and
Ah,
I can't be able to try all of them, right?
okay, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is you were in the business in the right time
yeah,
when things slowed down because of SARS, and the outlets all couldn't do it, and so the
fire.
rentals became very cheap, and you acquired,
Yeah,
and then you lease it out.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, fantastic. And
yeah.
then the journey continues, and
Yes.
tell us what happened after
Okay.
that.
This business is up and down, right?
Hmm.
It's sometimes because of the environment, because of a lot of issues, politics and all that. So the government, Singapore government wanted to curb on the foreign workers in year 2010. We always get to know the news earlier because we are the key. Yeah, so the government wanted to curb on the foreign workers. Do not wish to have too many foreign workers working in Singapore. So F&B, we rely a lot on the foreign workers. Majority of them, they are from Philippines, and some are from Singapore, from Malaysia, and some are from
Okay,
China.
okay,
So in year 2009, which is 1 year before, we already gotten news from the government, which is the ministry, saying that they wanted to move forward to this direction. And we already did a prep, how to exit from there. Because if you rely so much on the foreign workers, and they can't work in Singapore, and where to find waitress to work for you,
yes.
or where to find workers to work for my tenant or my
Hmm.
licensee.
Hmm.
So in year 2010, I managed to sell the whole portfolio to a private equity fund.
Oh,
Yeah, and then
okay,
from then on, we concentrated on the alcohol distributions.
okay. So from being a kind of a management company where you lease out properties and the whole thing to them, you sold it off to private equity,
Yep.
made some money, I'm sure,
Not so bad.
and then focus on distribution of
That's
alcoholic
right.
products,
Yep.
beverages.
Yep.
Okay.
I can share this with you that when we had staged the highest numbers of outlets that we had in 90 outlets, our
Wow.
turnover was only about 20-ish million a year.
Ah,
But after we are doing this alcohol business, is already more than 100 million.
wow.
So you
Okay.
can see the how big is the industry in alcohol.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
by pivoting to alcohol distribution, rather than being a what do you call outlet management company, you were able to grow many, many times, huh? So from
Yep.
about 20
Yep.
million to over 100 million.
Yep, yep. I
Okay.
think okay, as an SME, we have to invest into talent. Okay.
Okay.
I hired a lot of MNC people to run the business for
I
me.
see. Okay.
Okay. So that's where we bring us up to another level. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's one of the secrets of your success, hiring talent
Yep.
and getting them, pinching them from MNCs.
Yep. Yes.
Okay, what does it take for SME to attract talent from MNCs? Because a lot of people work in MNCs because of the glamour, the name, the employer brand, and all that. No, so
Okay.
how do you pull them over? How do you attract them?
Well, of course, you have to have your business has to be doing well. Okay.
Hmm.
To attract them over, of course, you have to make sure that they have a very comfortable salary, as well
Hmm.
as giving them some of the shares. Yeah, we do that.
Okay, so you give them equity, yeah?
Equity, yes, that's right.
Okay. All right. So they tend to be long term.
Yes,
Okay.
that will be long term, yeah.
But before you give them equity, I guess you have to try them out, right? They have to prove
Of
themselves,
course.
right?
Yes,
Okay.
of course, yes.
All right.
Yes.
So when is it time for you to like say, okay, this guy deserves a few percent equity or whatever?
Well,
do you
when
get
we go IPO one day, that would be a good payout for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I mean is, how do you assess the performance of the person, the lady or the guy who joined you? How do you assess that this person qualifies and you want to retain them and you're offering them I guess you can call it golden handcuffs, huh?
Yep. And of course, to see their performance on the
Okay.
sales, not only sales, but the profit after tax. We do
Okay.
measure it every month. We do that, you
Okay.
see how the growth is and things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many of your team are from multinationals, and who was the first person that you brought in, and were there any mistakes and learnings along the way from hiring them?
Okay.
Sometimes there's not a good fit, right?
Well, before that, I was the one who was running it until we gotten this someone from MNC from Diageo. He was from the headquarter, and he was a chief commercial officer, and his salary was 1.2 million a year.
Wow. Okay.
We couldn't pay him 1.2 million, so I said I'll give him some shares if he can prove to me that this thing will work. He ran it for 3 years, and he brought us to many brands. We have many brands that come to us, but because he's that's the thing, you see, he is from the top company. Diageo is the biggest spirit company in the world. Okay, he was very high up. Okay, very high up in the headquarter, and we are SME. So the funds with Diageo, they are billion-dollar company compared with our small little company, right? So the funding is not as much as what he can think to use in the marketing. So I think that is the difference of entrepreneur, myself, and a corporate person like him, right? But he's still sitting on board as advisor, not so much in managing it. We found another young guy who was the Carlsberg Myanmar. He's also South African. Prior to that, my CEO also South African, by the way. So I have a few Caucasian working in my company. We have people from France, from Australia, US, all different nationality.
Okay.
Yeah. This new guy, he is very young. He does look like Ken Clark, Superman. Okay, very tall, very handsome. My staff say that. My colleagues all say that he's very handsome. But anyway, joke aside, he's very hardworking. Okay, he can prove to me that he achieved something that I gave him to achieve. Yeah.
Okay. So you must have built a solid team, huh?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, very blessed indeed.
And you now can I guess over the years you have come to I guess able to build a team in such a way that when you bring in the foreign multinational guy, they're able to play as a team player together with the rest of the team, right?
In the beginning, very difficult because of the culture differences. But along the way, I think they gel in with my Singaporean and Malaysian staff rather than my Malaysian staff gel in with them, because majority of our staffs, they are from Singapore and Malaysia.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So they were able to prove their ability as a leader by being flexible and being able to adapt themselves to the local team, huh?
Yep.
Because otherwise, if you don't get accepted, then there's no point. You can't get things done, right? How to be a leader?
Yep. I must say, the Caucasian, they are very good in talking. I think I have, they're quite high turnover on the Caucasians working in my company, because I am as a Chinese, the way of working, we are different. Okay.
Yes.
We want to see result.
Yes.
They are more in marketing and spending money. So that gap they had to close. So now the Caucasian are working for me, they know how we work. And that's why they are still here with us. Those are, I think they have left couple of people already. Yeah.
Okay. So how would you describe your style or the culture that you've built up in the company?
Well, we see result. right?
Okay.
I'm not saying that Western people, they don't see result. They do see result, but the way of running it, because they're from MNC, right? So there are many layers, point of contact and all this. I mean, I'm from the SME from zero. Whatever thing happen, right? Just about phone call, just get it done, right? And then that's a difference of that. There's one time that I have a French lady working here, and she said, sorry, 5 o'clock, I've finished work already. Don't even email to me. It's illegal to do that. I said, sorry, this is Singapore. Yeah, then it's not a right place for you. Please go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very different kind of thinking, huh?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We are Chinese is different. We are
Yeah.
very on the ball, like just get things done.
Mm.
Move on. Time is an essence. Time is money.
Yes, yes.
Right. And then the labor cost is so expensive here. Rental is very expensive here.
Yeah. And then I guess in an SME, there's no boundaries, no? You mean you run a business, so especially your kind of business where some of I guess a lot of your customers are nighttime operators rather than daytime operators.
That's
So
right.
you can't be too calculating on hours, right?
Yeah, they can't. But we are, well, there's a compliance that we have to meet in Singapore, like how many hours, number of hours that for the staff to work. Yeah, if they're willing to, right, to do OT and all that, so we get them to approve or they want to do it or not. We do not force them to do it. That's a difference of Singapore or maybe in other country. Yeah.
So how, are you a very hands-on kind of a leader, or
I was a very hands-on person until I have a team. I have this managing director who run this. I give full force for him to run this business, but I'm still looking after the finance side. Yeah, end of the day is my money, right? I have to make sure that every Friday, which is tomorrow, every Friday we have a whole day meeting, credit meeting with all my segments staff, all the sales staff.
Okay.
Yeah, I have to make sure that they sell and also collect the money, right? It's important.
Yeah. In the multinational, they were saying, the sale isn't finished until the money is collected.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Not only collected into my bank.
Not floating somewhere,
yeah?
Yeah. Okay, very good. So, how do you motivate your team? How do you keep them going, and how do you get them to?
Well, I do not face them day to day. Okay, I only see them once a week, or else if I'm in office, I will just when it's because I have my office, the whole block is called Octopus Building, and I'm at level 5, the top floor, and I hardly see them if I don't go out of my office because it's the highest level that have only my assistant that is in my floor, which is three in my floor only, and the rest of it they are all marketing, sales, and at level 4 and level 3 logistic and all that. We also have bonded warehouse in my own building, which is a duty-free zone.
Right.
So how do I motivate them? Okay, before the pandemic, before this COVID, almost every month we will have a birthday celebration. We call a town hall meeting. We gather all the staffs, including the drivers, all of them, that we celebrate their birthday on that particular month, and I do bake for them every month. I bake them cupcakes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and they get together, and then we share about any new development or any things that they want to say. It's free. It's free for them to speak up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how we motivate our staff, that to get together. It's a bonding that we build. Yeah.
Okay. So, for example, if it's now is the month of August, all the people who were born in August all get celebrated.
Yeah, I just bake. This month I baked only 2 days ago. I baked butter cake for them, and last month July I baked them a onde cupcakes, and they love it so much.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Now this thing about everyone having an opportunity to speak. Sometimes it's what you say, but people are still reserved, no? So are you really? I mean, are people really speaking up, or they just like very surface level kind of?
Okay. It depends. Okay. I think I'm quite close to a few staffs that is with us for years. Okay. They're very frank with us, that they feedback. Yeah, I always tell everyone have a free speaking, including the driver. Okay, that's why the driver they really appreciate that how I treated them. Yeah, I sometimes go down to their White House. I say hello to them. I speak to them and all that. Yeah, I think then that is important as a leader, not only to the level. My single point of contact is definitely only managing director, but I do talk to everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that personal touch, huh?
Personal touch has to be there, and when when they need help, even though their own personal financial issues and all that, they also come to me and ask me, how I can help and things like that. So I just advise.
Okay. All right. So for a business to be 100 over million, I guess you have quite a number of staff, huh?
90 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And during this time of pandemic, has business been affected for you?
I would say we are quite blessed. Okay, the sales affected, yes, and not in a way that we have gotten rid of some of the brand that is not making money. Okay, and that segment actually badly affected, which we are quite blessed to say that is quite safe, that we are out of that, and now we are target into those higher margin branding and things like that. Although the revenue dropped, but my PBT actually went up.
Okay, wonderful.
So we supply to NTUC, if you heard of NTUC.
Yes, the
Cold
largest
storage,
supermarket chain, yeah.
Yeah. All these we supply to a lot of this big supermarket as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so we supply to all segment, HoReCa, which is the hotels, key account and all that, and modern on-trade are those bars and restaurants, and traditional off-trade, traditional on-trade, and all this we supply to all segment.
So I guess the on-trade would be affected a bit because of lockdown and all that, right?
Yep, that accounted about maybe about 25 to 30 million dollars revenue. Yeah, but that I gave it up on this. Okay, we were the main Carlsberg distributor. We dominate about 60% of the market share.
Wow.
Okay, but after we get rid of the modern on-trade segment, we have dropped the revenue, but actually our margin went up. So just imagine, although they give you a lot of revenue, but it's actually working for free. It's actually not seeing
Not
anything.
so profitable.
It's not profitable at all.
At
The
all.
more we do, the more other margin have to cover it. So because modern on-trade, there's so much rely on the KTV and all this, right? These are the bars that have back that going on until now. I was so lucky to stay away from that, and now we are only supplying to the key account, key customers, fine dining restaurants and all the hotels.
Okay, all right. So the opportunity was, like you said, the opportunity was there for you to trim your portfolio.
Yep.
And focus on the more profitable brands and products.
Yep.
And letting go of the letting go of the low margin or no margin or no profit kind of products.
That's right.
Okay. All right. And in that process, Elaine, did you have to trim your workforce as well or no?
No, I have not sacked anybody. Touch wood. They are only one or two I have to sack because they cheated on cheated money on that. So I have no choice. I have to, ask them to leave. Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, no, they are still here. Although the modern on-trade is not doing well, they are still staying back. But I know that I'm going to bring in other brand, and this group of the team that actually can go into the new business. So I'm still holding on to them for at least 6 months already. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So not being the brand owner, you're representing the brands and distributing them, right? So you don't want to spend a lot of money building other people's brand, right? So how do you?
Very good question, Peter. One day I want to be a brand owner. Definitely, that is our direction. But meanwhile, have to do things I don't know brainer, right? Everybody know the brand like Carlsberg, Heineken, all this everybody know. And as long as we distribute, actually the volume is running very fast. Yeah. The transaction is there. Is slowly, if we have a chance, we will definitely look into our own brand.
Okay. Okay. So I guess a lot of it is the relationship that your salespeople build with the customers, huh? Okay.
Yep, pretty much. It's important. I keep on telling them to build good relationship with your customers. When it's bad time, you ask them for help, ask them for payment, they will pay you first.
Okay.
And it's very important at this period of time.
All
And I
right.
must say that we are very lucky that our bank debt is not very high, because
Okay.
we are really, when it's time, we really chase for the payment. And they do
Okay.
pay. And whenever they come back to us and say, can you help, whether we can pay a bit later, we do help them. For those people that do not come back to us asking for help, we will chase for them to, make sure they pay us up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And Elaine, being the executive chairman, what are the main areas you focus on? How do you devote your time to the business? Which part of the business do you look at?
As I said, I put more effort into my finance, which is the AR side.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that part of it, we as an owner, it's important to look at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
managing your cash flow as well as your
It's very
purchases,
important
your
as a
stock
cash flow.
levels.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The
And
stock
your-
level
giving
and
your
all that.
margins and making sure people don't go crazy discounting.
That's right. Yeah. So
Okay.
we are using SAP system, so quite good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So mainly finance and that whole area is very important, huh?
Yeah, or any new development, business development.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you look at, I guess you would look at some form of planning as well?
Which part of it you're saying?
Do you look at budgeting and planning on an annual basis?
Yes, of
or
course,
3
of
years?
course.
Okay.
We have an executive team. We have the operation director and financial controller. So it's an executive team that we have. We meet up every 2 weeks to talk about the development, talk about what they need to do and things like that. Yeah.
Okay. Very good. And okay. All right. Okay, so that's great. So I understand your management techniques and your focus. Let's shift a bit to Malaysia, because I understand you also own a business in Malaysia.
Yep.
Okay.
We venture into this company that is 70 years old. It's called Renheng F&B Senjang Berhad. They are also one of the largest distributor company in Malaysia. Yep.
How did you get into this JV with them?
Oh, it took us years. Took me years to convince him to let me become his partner, because he's earning money from that. He's earning good money, okay, at that time. Yeah.
So what motivated him in the end to sell some of his company to you?
Also good timing, and he needed my help, so I helped him something. So he said, okay, come in and join me.
Okay, wonderful. So looks like you're full of luck everywhere you go, huh? Very fortunate, huh? Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So how do you kind of look after your interest in your Malaysian business?
Okay, Malaysia company, I'm just a chairman. I do not look at it daily operation. I let my managing director, who is my partner, running it. Yeah. We do meet up every quarterly to talk about they do send me the P&L every month for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in other words, you trust them very much to run.
Very much, yes. I trusted him very much. Yeah.
And there are a lot of mechanisms, I guess, you have to check and balance and all that, right?
I leave it to him to do that. He is capable enough to do it, because he's an accountant himself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is he the founder or something?
He's a founder no, he's not a founder. The grandfather is founder of Renheng, but when he came in, he was a founder F&B side, which is alcohol side. So he's a founding.
Okay, so it's a family business, it's third generation, and he
Yeah.
founded this piece of the business.
That's right.
Okay.
He
All
was before we came in, it was the subsidiary company of Carlsberg listed. Okay, and we delisted, and I took over the share.
I see. Okay. All right. Elaine, I know that you hold many portfolios. So in addition to your business, you also have some other things.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us a bit about that, no? Ranging
Sure.
what do you call, the president of the International Women's Federation to being a district council and all that.
Sure.
What is about that?
Okay. I since young I like to to get involved in this giving back to society, and since I have a very good team that running the business for me, I have more spare time. Yeah. And I took up this role as the president of the International Women's Federation of Commerce and Industry in Malaysia chapter. So I founded the Malaysia chapter. So it was founded in 1982 by Diana Abruzzi, Melbourne. Okay, this very successful entrepreneur who's also a philanthropist in Australia. She saw the niche of the getting all the women globally together. So she started off in Australia. And then the second branch was in Singapore. So I live in Singapore, although I'm Malaysian, I do go back, almost every 2 weeks. I left the country when I was 17 years old, so my resources of knowing people in Malaysia is very limited. But because of I'm also the founding vice president of the Malaysian Association in Singapore, okay, and we get to meet a lot of ministers from Malaysia because we are still diaspora. We are living in Singapore. So, and there was one time I met up with Dato Sri Rohani. I don't know whether you know her, the previous women minister of women.
Okay.
Okay, so she came to Singapore, and then I asked her, we had a dinner together. So I asked her whether what she thinks of this chapter. If I've set up in Malaysia, would she be happy, or would she help me to do so? She said, well, of course, why not? Without thinking less than 1 second. She said, yes, it's a good platform. Let's do it. So which I did. I went to Malaysia a few times. Within 3 months, I got it set up. So she became my patron of honorary patron of this association.
Okay, excellent. What are the main objectives or goals of the association?
Yeah, the objectives of this, because it's a global platform, is to help women in SME to go global. Yeah, we have about 14 countries right now, and I am also tasked as another new role, which is the Goodwill Ambassador, to set up branches worldwide. Because our founder is getting old, she couldn't travel, and I am taking up this as a volunteer work to travel all over the world to set up this chapter. And I recently I set up Mongolia, and Japan and Korea.
Wow. Okay.
So we have Global Women Trade Summit. Every year we have Global Women Trade Summit. Malaysia has done one already. And
how many members in the Malaysian chapter, Elaine?
Not many. I think it's about 200 plus. But worldwide, because we do sign up with other MOU with other association like Vietnam Women Association. Total women that even to associate, we have more than 10 million, because in Vietnam itself is already 8 million.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
Because they are under the women labor. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Well, the next time you have an annual conference or something in Malaysian chapter, you must invite me to kind of give a talk or something.
Sure, but it's already over. It won't be my turn anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. I did it in year 2018, I think. 18 or 19, yeah. I had it there. It was a big time. We did Najib, the previous Prime Minister. Okay, Najib came, Dato Sri Rohani, Dato Sri Mustafa, and Dato Sri, the Finance Minister, what's his name?
Ghani, right? Ghani.
No, the during the Najib time.
Yeah, what's his name? Ghani.
No, Ghani. Anyway, I can't remember. I have the brochures. We had 4 ministers attended this 2 days event, and Rosma came in for the gala dinner on the second day as a guest.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Excellent. All right.
And after that, we had it in Ulaanbaatar. So we bring my member to Ulaanbaatar to see. A lot of people have not been to Mongolia.
Yeah, sure.
The next one will be in Tokyo, by the way.
All right. Okay. So you're a mother, you're a wife, and you're an entrepreneur. How do you balance your time and how do you juggle your roles, and what advice do you have for women in business in general?
Frankly speaking, okay, Peter, I cannot be 100% a good mother. I'm like the housewife, stay at home with the kids. Definitely cannot happen, okay? Especially as an entrepreneur and I have a few NGO to take care of. I can only do things that I can fulfill their needs. Meaning if I promise them that every year I bring them for overseas traveling, or if I promise them something, I will make things happen for them. Because not only as a mother, as a leader, or as you're in the society, whatever you say, you have to do it. If not, they will lose trust on you, including our children. Yeah, you don't bluff them on. You say something and you don't achieve it, so they will lose trust, or mom is so busy, and she said only she don't even mean it. So you don't do that. Or else you don't promise something.
That's very hurtful, huh? Disappointing.
Yeah, definitely I can't give 100% of my time to them, especially my second child. I have two girls, by the way. My second child, sometimes she's also studying her own room, and we hardly, I hardly have time, or she has time to talk to me as well. So what we do is sometimes I have to write her notes, a letter, and say that, so I apologize to her that, so sorry, mommy cannot give 100% love to you, because mommy have to share love to the people in needs. And she understands, because I do bring my kids to Cambodia, to those slum area, kids, they have seen it. They know they are very fortunate, so they understand what I do. At the point that my younger daughter only know what's happening to mother through Googling mommy. She's very cute. She said, oh, mom is doing this and that. Yeah. But now it's getting better because of pandemic. I'm stuck here. She's very happy, she's a happy girl now.
How old is she?
She's 17 this year.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a very important age.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, any last words or any last points of advice I can get from you for people who are starting out in business, getting started, startups?
Okay, I think before you, it's very glamorous to become an entrepreneur or your own boss. It's very glamorous to tell people I'm the boss. But there is so much work behind it. Before you start, please look at what you want to achieve. What are you selling? What are you doing for this? You ask yourself first. That is very important before you move on to the next step. If you are not sure what are you doing and what you want to achieve, please don't start. You will suffer and you go into depression. Please don't. I encourage you all, go and meet up with people, talk to mentor like Peter, talk to people, get coaching, get mentorship, and learn from there. It's very important, really. But anyway, I hope you're the best. You find what you want. You find your audience of what are you selling. I think that's important. Yeah.
Thanks, Elaine. That's very good advice, because too many young people, like you say, it's very glamorous, right? Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, but they don't realize what it takes, what it involves, It's like you kind of like you're selling your soul to the business, no? Because it really takes up a lot.
You get tired after that.
Yeah. So if you don't have a burning passion, and like you say, you're not clear on what you want and what you can contribute and what you want to do, then you're gonna just fizzle out and burn, and then you get a lot of
I think in short, a lot of entrepreneurs know about what is a vision and the mission. Right. When you have the vision, of course you have the passion in doing it. Once you have the vision, you make sure you execute and do it, your mission, and you do a business plan well, and you have importantly, you know what are you doing, and why are you doing, not just earning money. Earning money is one thing, it's important, and always remember making money, have to make money, because nowadays a lot of young kids, right, they do business for the sake of doing it and not making money.
Yeah.
You realize that? I have a lot of mentees, they are very cute, I say, where is the money? Show me your money.
That was very, that's absolutely true. People are like, they spend most, I guess it has to do with what's happening now. No? People are spending most of their time pitching for Series A, Series B, funding, lose money, never mind, just get funding. And they forget that, hey, they have to make money, at the end of the day, they have to deliver something.
Peter, you see how many Jack Ma in the world? Only one.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. How many Elon Musk, how many Mark Zuckerbergs, right?
Yeah, you heard his story, how much he has been through, how much Jack Ma has been through.
Yes.
So much hard work. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So on that note, Elaine, I'd like to thank you very much for your time, for your very generous sharing your thoughts, your journey. And it looks, you make it look so simple and easy, but I'm sure it was a lot of challenges and you went through it. So congratulations and thanks again.
Thank you.
All
Anytime.
right.
Maybe one day I can meet up with your members.
Sure.
Yeah, can chit chat.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. All the best, everybody.